I think the nature of Comic-Con is changing. And my first Comic-Con was 1989. And Sandman #9 had just come out. And nobody knew who I was. It was really the last time that I could just wander around. And I'd do little signings, and you'd sign for 10 or 15 people, and then that was it. And you'd wait around for another 5 minutes, and nobody would come. And it was great. What? I got to wander around the convention, and there were 15,000 people, and I thought, it's a bit big. And I got to meet people all the time. I met Charles Vess, and I said, you should draw me a Sandman sometime. And you could see that expression on his face of, I have no idea what this man is talking about. But Charlie is affable and sweet and nice. So he said, yeah, sure. And the next thing you know, I had him doing Midsummer Night's Dream, and I met Michael Zulli, who was incredibly important, and we were on a panel together. And I remember, I mean, I must have been on hundreds, thousands of panels since, but it was the very first panel I was ever on religion and comics. And somebody at the back, which would be about 5 rows in a hall like this, put up their hands and said, I don't understand your comics, because if there is God, why would there be the endless? And I said, isn't that like saying, if there is a God, why do you need to buy hamburgers from people? And you know, you sort of remember these strange things. And that was the last San Diego Comic Convention I got to actually sort of have anything resembling a sane convention at. And 91 was still sort of sane-ish. 91, the highlights of my 91 convention included a very young man, who's no longer a very young man, named Rance Hosley, getting to the front of the signing line and handing me a cassette tape. And he said, it's by a friend of mine. She sings about you on one of the songs. Please don't sue her. And I put it in my car. And it wasn't even the first of the cassettes that I was given at San Diego that I played. The first one was a sort of Scandinavian death metal thing. With a guy, in my memory anyway, he was accompanying himself on the harmonium. And it was all sort of, oh, Lord Morpheus, come down from the sky, you know. And it's true. And I put on the second one, and it was Tori Amos singing Tear in Your Hand. And I phoned her up. There was a phone number on the back of this, and I said, this is really good, you should go professional. That was still 91. After that, it turns into a weird blur. And the conventions would just get bigger and bigger, and I'd have to learn how to walk faster and faster. You sort of learn the convention walk, which consists of fixing your attention somewhere on the horizon and walking so fast that by the time somebody goes, isn't that him? They would now have to run to catch up. And it's that embarrassment factor of the run that saves me an awful lot of times from having to sign extra things for people who, because they go, no, I missed him. I'd have to run.